Hello YouTube, hello everyone watching this. So today I wanted to just make this video to talk to you about retrieval-augmented generation and why it's one of the most important developments in the generative AI space right now. So let's get started with a quick presentation. So the topics I'll be covering is what is RAG and how it works, how RAG differs from traditional model fine-tuning, some real-world business use cases for retrieval-augmented generation, and finally, I'd like to discuss what I do professionally in the space and how my services can offer a company a secure and efficient RAG system. So let's start with what is RAG. So RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. In simple terms, it's a technique that helps generative AI models answer questions using information they weren't originally trained on by retrieving relevant documents at the time of the query. So to understand RAG, it helps to understand how generative AI works at its core. A typical LLM, like ChatGPT or Mistral, is trained on a fixed data set. So the scope of the data's knowledge that is within that model is predefined during training. That means if a model is trained only on Wikipedia information, that model only knows Wikipedia. It would not know any other kind of recent or proprietary company documents as the only information that was fed within the model during train time was Wikipedia. So this is a little illustration. So training data, as you can see, is Wikipedia or internet data, anything else that was used to train the model. But here, the more recent events or proprietary data or day-to-day information, it would not be part of this model scope. So moving on, this creates a limitation. The model can only generate answers based on what it remembers from training, and training is costly, slow, and static. So this means that to retrain a model, this gets done once every couple of months to get a new model up to date with more relevant information, and it takes a huge amount of GPU processing to get a model trained. So the core components of a RAG system is a retriever, a generator, and an embedding model. So the retriever is responsible for searching a vector store, which is a special kind of database that stores vectors, and that the data is chunked and stored as a vector. Then you have the language model, which is the generator, which uses those chunks to answer a query. And the last part is the embedding model, which you take various amounts of text data, such as PDFs, or any kind of documents you would like to retrieve later on, and you chunk those and store them as vectors. The embedding model allows for semantic search. So if you wanted your AI system to have access to both Wikipedia and Britannica, as opposed to just Wikipedia, or your company's internal documentation, you can do that without retraining. Instead, you build a high-quality vector database of the knowledge and allow the model to retrieve it from when it is needed. So here's a little breakdown of the RAG pipeline of how it works. So you have the user query, you have the embedding model, converts the query into a vector embedding. Then you have the retriever, searches for the vector store for relevant documents. Next comes the generation of natural language, and then you push that response to the user. So all this is the flow of a RAG system. So now to discuss RAG versus fine-tuning and the key differences. So fine-tuning changes the internal weights of a model using new labeled data. This is only done once during training, that's why it's static, and it's also, as discussed before, expensive and time-consuming. Retrieval-augmented generation, on the other hand, is dynamic. You won't change the model itself, you change what it has access to. Meaning RAG is more flexible, it's cheaper to maintain, it's safer, especially in handling proprietary information, as the company data does not go into the cloud or get uploaded to for example, a big conglomerate like OpenAI or Google, and they don't train on that proprietary company data. This is more local to a company. It's easier to update regularly. You could just add more documents, or you can clean up the vector store out of the outdated documents just to remove them. So next I'd like to go over real world use cases for RAG. So how can this be applied in a real business? So let's say you're running a manufacturing company, and every day your employees are generating different kinds of PDFs, reports, maintenance logs, safety documentations, SOPs, and other kinds of documents. So foundational models like ChatGPT will never be trained on this content. It's private and often constantly changing. So with RAG, you can index the internal knowledge daily as you will be retrieving it. You enable the employees to query it instantly, and you ensure that the answers for those queries that an employee might have are always up to date, relevant, and they are internal information. So here's a quick little example. You can get an instant answer based on yesterday's documentation. So something was uploaded yesterday, and now a user may have access to that information that day, in essence. So I can ask different kinds of questions, and I know that'll be the most relevant information from the day. So this helps as you do not need to ask peers or someone who has legacy information or dig through old files. You could just simply ask a prompt, for example, what are the steps to calibrate new model of CNC machine in plant B, as a use case, and that will spit out the answer as it's been retrieved or stored already in a vector database. So you are in essence saving someone else's time from having to ask someone else for this information, or save your own time looking through that information. So some other examples could be in a legal. So lawyers can retrieve case files or laws or anything they want to look through. They don't have to go through meticulously through documents. They know that they can always double check, but you can always rely that you can get the most up-to-date information right away. In healthcare, this can be useful. Doctors can surface recent research or studies and look at their patient records very quickly, or get a summary on what the patient had issues with or anything like this. And in customer support, which can be a big one, so tickets or any kind of customers' inquiries can be answered right off the bat, and you don't need to sift through documentation. You can help a customer right away with debugging or just general sales assistance, as you will have the most relevant information available to you. So you may be wondering, how do you protect sensitive data within a RAG system? So you may not want some people within a company or an industry to have access to specific information within that model, and this can be done on a software level, and you can build role-based access controls and permissions to that RAG system. So not everyone will receive the same amount of chunks or information flowing to that RAG system. So one user may have information that's relevant to their specific department, whereas another user may have department-specific information as well. And this kind of has to be set up during the planning phase of how the system is being built. So the last part of this RAG information tutorial / lecture is evaluation and continuous improvement. So once deployed, a RAG system isn't just fire and forget. We can always evaluate the retrieval accuracy, and are we retrieving the right chunks? Is it correct information? Next is latency, how fast the system is responding, and based on this, the user might want to update their servers or computers to be able to process the information at a much faster pace. this comes down to how good graphics system card is for information processing, and this has to be kind of tailored to a specific company, seeing what kind of hardware they're operating on. And then, of course, user feedback. Are the responses helpful for users? Is there anything that can be improved for a user from a user interface perspective or user experience perspective? So things like this nature is how a RAG system can be improved within a business. So I'd like to touch on what I do or my company does as a service. So we can do the data assessment, the architecture and model selection, system integration. We can look at the security and access controls, see if different departments need different access, and then optimization and maintenance. As mentioned previously, like it's a lot of work continuously to improve the system and work through it to make it fit your needs. So how do we do data assessment and preparation? So the foundation of any successful RAG system lies in the quality and accessibility of underlying data. Our data assessment and preparation services are designed to ensure that your knowledge base is optimized for AI-powered retrieval. You can see in the graphic, so we identify high-value data. We can help clean and structure the data, so remove duplicates or redundancies, and then we can convert that to vector embeddings. So something that a model has access to. Next is the architecture and model selection. So we can look at, okay, are you dealing with sensitive data in the specific use case, or can it be offloaded and done via an API call? So I prefer to do things locally, as it is a much more secure way to do things as opposed to offloading to a external company. So we can help you with that and help you pick the right model, whether it's a 3 billion model you can run on a laptop, or if it's something much higher, we can look at that. Next aspect is system integration. So we would connect those different components as discussed on the RAG lecture on how to make the system work. So that's using the retriever, the embedding model, and the vector store, fine-tuning the algorithm for accuracy and speed, and then integrating it seamlessly so your process is not inhibited or disrupted from your workflows. Security and access controls, again, we can set that up or help you with that. If you want user-based permission and roles on who can upload information to the RAG system, so maybe only a manager can pick out the information that should be relevant to the employees, and he would be the deciding factor who has access to the upload documents section, so that can be done. And yeah, and then of course there's optimization and maintenance, so we can help you continuously improve this system and work with you to make it fit your need as specifically as possible. So the results you should be getting is a private, always up-to-date AI assistant within your company, for your team, for your department, whatever it is you're looking for. We can help you with achieving that goal and working with you to get that goal. So it'll increase productivity, enhance customer service, reduce risk, improve decision making, and it will be a private AI assistant within your company. So thank you for watching. Yeah, this is a kind of my take on Retrieval-Augmented Generation, and I hope it was helpful to get you a foundational understanding of both how a RAG system works as well as some of the services we offer. Thank you so much and have a good day.